Hello, just wanted to show you my latest build. It's an 8 guitar effect multi-effect pedal built into an, as you can see, an engine rocker cover. It's off a Holden 202, like that. Being that it is an automotive part, I've decided to go with automotive puns and or sight gags. So I'll get to those in a minute. Basically, we're looking at the effects in this running from right to left. That's the way the signal runs. Starting with an Autowah, a fuzz pedal. We've got 3 different dirts and drives, a flanger, a chorus, and a delay. So I'll run through those for you now, along with the very lame puns that I came up with for them. The first one being a Mad Professor Snow White Autowah, or in this case, a VW Das Autowah. That's a really nice pedal. Next is a fuzz in a Ford logo. That's a Tone Bender Mark II. Next one is a Klon, or in this case, a Klonder. Next is a Dat Storson. That's actually an MkII Audio Crunchbox type effect. I didn't really get it right though. It doesn't sound anywhere near as good as the real thing. The next one is a copy of a Catalinbread Dirty Little Secret, or Dirty Little Sebring, like the Chrysler. A Flangerari, a Chorus Delay. That's probably the lamest pun on here. It's the best I could come up with for it. And for the Back to the Future fans, a delay pedal called the DMC Delarian, like the DeLorean. Also, what I've done with this is put an effects loop into it over here. Now that is inserted between the last drive pedal and the first modulation pedal, which allows you to put in other modulation or dirt pedals, which keeps them after the wah and before the modulation, and most importantly the delay. So that's a handy little feature. You can also run the 4-cable method using that. I'm not going to do that today because the amp I'm using doesn't have an effects loop to do that. So other than that, to go with the auto feeling, I bought some cheap dials, as you can see here. They're not actually automotive. One's a clock, one's a thermometer, and one's a hygrometer, which measures humidity. So to keep with the lameness, I've put the hygrometer, which measures humidity, near the Autowah, because that's like a crybaby Autowah, kind of, and crybaby moisture, humidity, yeah. I'll be here all night. Thermometer is near the drive pedals because they make things really cook and get hot, and the clock goes near the time-based modulation stuff. Not only that, but you can see the clock has stopped, and it has stopped at 2 minutes past 2, or in digital speak, 2:02, just like the engine cover. Okay, that's the end of the lameness. Now for the cool stuff. I'll be playing through this Hondo Les Paul. Hondos are usually known for being terrible. This is the exception to the rule. It's really nice. As you can see, it's a set neck. It has fret edge binding, which is really unusual. We can see that now. Unusual for a Hondo, or most Les Paul copies for that matter. The maple cap, the flame maple cap, is not as thick as your General Gibson, but it is still not just a paper thin one that they usually use, or photo flame or anything like that. A pair of Seymour Duncan pickups with the JB in the bridge, and I think it's a 59 or a Jazz in the neck. I'm not sure which one. That will be running into a Valvetone Cadmium. It's a transitional cadmium model, so it's not like the regular one, I guess. Not really sure what the difference is. I just bought this as it was and loved it. And that'll be going into a Ledford 212 cabinet with vintage Celestion Blackback GH30s, G12H30s, whatever they are. Okay, so moving on. Okay, so this is the clean tone of the guitar and amp on bridge pickup full volume. Okay, so let's start with the Autowah. as you can hear, it has a pretty good range all the way up and down. The setting that I've got it there is what I really leave it at all the time. It's possible to tweak it so it reacts slightly better in the low end or the high end, but where I've got it set now, it really covers the whole fretboard. So I'll just give a bit of an example of that. So that was from 0 fret, from the nut on the low E all the way up to the 15th fret of the high E. And you could hear that it was reacting all the way up. Very nice. It does chords and does double stops and everything well. Obviously pressure sensitive, the harder you pick the more it wahs. Very nice. Next pedal is the fuzz, the tone bender. As you can see, it cleans up fairly nicely. I'm not a huge fuzz guy, so I haven't really got much example to give there. There's only one other song really. So you can see it does the Black Keys thing well, it does the Led Zeppelin thing well. It's a fuzz pedal. I'm, as I said, not very good at using them. The next pedal is the Klonder. I'd never used a Klon type pedal ever before I built this one, and I was pleasantly surprised. I thought they were all hype, but it actually sounds quite nice. What I love about it is the treble control, which I thought was just another name for a tone control, works much differently. So, as you know, I'll move on to another pedal over here just for an example. With your normal dirt pedal, when you turn the tone control all the way down, it sounds like there's a blanket over the amp, and horrible. The treble control on the Klon doesn't do that. The treble control is basically a treble gain, so you can really pull some nice sort of sounds between that and the regular gain control. So here they are, you can see the settings there are just over halfway on everything. Now I'll show you what happens when you pull the treble down. It doesn't kill the tone and make it blankety, it just pulls the treble back a bit. So then you can wind your gain up and... Or, let's pull the gain right back and put the treble up. It will get quite ice picky. But what I love about it is the neck pickup turns magic. There's something wrong with my neck pickup. So that's at extreme settings, with the gain up a bit and the treble up a bit more. Just a really sweet neck sound there. You can obviously also use this pedal as a boost. You can wind the gain back a fair bit on it and just use it as a sort of a cleanish boost, but with a nice bit of character to it. Okay, next pedal is the Datstorsson. That's the Crunchbox clone, but it's not a very good clone. The Crunchbox sounds much better. As you can see, the gain controls are up a fair bit higher than, sort of, they're way over the 12 o'clock mark. That sounds pretty even, I think, from memory, to a real Crunchbox with the gain and volume set at about noon. So it doesn't quite react the same as a real Crunchbox. I haven't quite got it right, but it sounds good enough. I may replace it with something down the track, but it'll do me for now. The dirty little C-ring, we heard a snippet of that before when I was just demonstrating tone controls. But the dirty little secret, or dirty little C-ring as we have it here, basically has a switch here between rock and rauc. I haven't got a rauc sticker though. Rock is a Plexi or JTM45 type circuit or sound, and rauc is JCM 800, so more saturated. So we'll start there. And now to the rock setting. So you can hear the flavour is very similar. It's all Marshall-y, but one's just more saturated and sustainy than the other. Next is a flanger. And I don't know any flanger songs. But it does sound pretty cool with the clean, muty sort of stuff. It does get crazy, it does that swooshy thing. When it's on clean, it only picks up in certain ranges, but anyway, it does all those things. I'll put that back up actually. And yeah, I don't know how to use a flanger very well either. I've got to learn. The chorus, I just had to fix this actually. The chip in it had stopped working, so that's been fixed now. I've changed one of the resistors so it'll stop locking up. And it still works, that's good. And last but not least is the delay. sorry about all the mistakes. Not really sure what else to show you. Maybe some chorus and... There we go, some chorus, some dirt and some delay. Anyway, that's pretty well what it does. The only thing I'm going to show you, I'll have to switch off and come back to you, is the effects loop, so I'll be right back. Alrighty, so I'm back. As you can see, I've got a wah pedal plugged in now. That actually is going into the effects loop of the rocker cover pedal, but it's not really a wah pedal. Wah? It is a phase pedal that I built a while ago into a wah enclosure. Why? Because I wanted to control the phase sweep with the wah pedal. So, set up. This is a wah pedal on its own, the phase pedal on its own. Okay, can be used as a regular phase pedal just by switching that little switch there. With those dials on the side being width or frequency or whatever, the width or the range, the speed or the rate, and also I've got a super hard-on boost pedal in there just to give it a little bit more volume if needed. Or a lot more. Okay, so that's a phase pedal. Because it's in the effects loop, I can turn on the delay, and the delay is actually delaying or repeating the phase signal rather than the phasing the delay signal, if that makes sense. But it does come after the dirt pedals, so I can do that. Which is quite nice. You want the phaser after the dirt pedals. So that's exactly what I can do with the effects loop. That's why I did it, so I could put pedals like this into the loop. That's pretty much it. Hope you enjoyed it.